When we design food forests for success, we have to look at the way that nature is designed to work. And a classic example of that is when we see light reach the bottom of the forest floor. And so, in order for a plant to succeed, it's going to need nutrients, it's going to need water, and it's going to need light. And those three things lead to its success. Now, we know that when a tree falls in the forest, we don't know if it makes a sound if no one's around. But we do know that when that light reaches the forest floor, you're going to have a recruitment of a whole lot of baby trees, little saplings coming up from seed or that may have been biding time in the understory, waiting for their chance to rocket up to the canopy. Now, which one succeeds will depend on a lot of factors. Which one has enough light? Which one grows the fastest? Which one has most access to nutrients? So many factors go into which one's successful. But as designers, we can choose which one will succeed, which one of the young trees will win this race to the canopy. So right here, we've got a classic example. If we look up, we could see that there's a gap in the forest canopy. And down here, we've got all sorts of plants coming up. We've got a young Leucaena here and another one here. We got a few more going back in there, all the way down from ones that have just recently started popping up. And then we've got some grasses trying to get established. Other young trees. Any one of these trees, as a designer, I could pick to win. You see all of these thin stems, they're all in competition with each other. And if I wanted one to succeed, so right here I've got a young tree. If I wanted this young tree to survive and make its way to be the dominant tree in the system, I would trace it down, I would cut all of the other trees from around it, and I would drop all of that organic matter just uphill so that every single time it rains, those nutrients wash down into the rhizosphere, into the root system of this tree. I would find what's shading it out at what time of day, and I would trace those back and cut those branches. So maybe this thick, spiky tree here is causing too much shade. I would cut that back and give it light. Now, since I'm designing a food forest and not a Leucaena forest, I'm not going to pick that tree. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm coming in here and inserting my own tree. So here we've got a young mango. And this young mango is also right next to a passion fruit. The passion fruit will grow up faster and produce quicker than the mango, and the mango eventually will live longer and produce through a longer time span than the passion fruit will. And so we've got them right next to each other, so we're planting through time. But already you can see light hitting this area around where the mango is. So we've got light. We've carved out so that they're in a little bit of a trench. We've piled that soil on the downhill side. We've piled cut organic material on the uphill side. Any water that now sheets downhill, some will be collected and aid in watering this young mango. If vines start to climb on it, I'll cut the vines. If trees start to really overshadow it, I'll cut the trees. I'm going to guarantee that this mango will be able to grow consistently until it is at a medium level to high level, and that the mango tree will now be the dominant tree in the system. Further up the hill, we've planted a soursop tree. Over that way, we've planted a coconut. All of these trees are getting the exact same treatment to where they will ultimately replace this forest with one that produces food.